Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Campus Care Ed Talks. Ed Talks is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to education and society. Our topic for the day is methodologies to make teaching attractive, effective, and more evolving. And to express her viewpoints on the same, we have with us Ms. Sunaina Tiwari, ma'am, Academic Director and Principal of James Institute of Learning. A very warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Mehak. Thank you for inviting me second time. I'm very glad to be here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are, very happy to have you here. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out your precious time again.
Thank you very much.
So let's start off with the session now, ma'am, shall we?
Yes, please, yes, of course.
So, ma'am, when we talk about, the teaching methodologies, so is there an urgent need to develop, some better methods? And if yes, then why?
Yes, definitely. Because this 2020, the pandemic time, it marks a dramatically different childhood experience that these young children, young people will remember for the rest of their lives. And you know that it is rightly said that teaching is the one profession that creates all other professions.
Yeah.
Doctors, engineers, they all go to the school, they get educated by the teachers, and they just go for the next professions. And undoubtedly, even this teaching is also an art based on various teaching methods. And due to this pandemic, children are not at all interested to be seated in the classrooms,
Yeah.
and even their reading, learning, writing speed also has become very less. And this in this 21st century, it is a well-known fact that students like to study only when the subject interests them, and how to create interest in them by using the various methodologies. And a teacher plays a significant role to make the classroom interesting, because if the child is interested in the subject, definitely the child attends very concentratedly. And the teacher also has to know the necessities of the students. And because of that, I feel that really there is an urgent need to bring changes in our teaching methods. Like old traditional methods should not be implemented, and teachers should adopt the new various teaching methods to create interest among the students.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, absolutely, when we talk about, the teaching methods after the pandemic, a lot has changed. The students, they are really super bored of the current methods, So, moving forward, ma'am, when we talk about, the current teaching methods, so do you feel like that they are very tired, they are very tiring for the,
Tedious.
yeah, tedious for the teachers, and, they are very super boring for the students as well.
Mahak, I don't think that actually there isn't anything monotonous or tedious about teaching. First of all, because every teacher is different,
Yeah.
every class is different, every student is different. So, if teacher herself or himself feels it is monotonous or it is tedious job, then definitely the teacher cannot give the 100% to the students. Second thing, if we follow the old traditional methods, definitely the classrooms will become boring for the students. So, teachers have to update themselves. Generally, it is not boring, but the way how the teacher is teaching that subject. Second thing, all the children are not good at all the subjects. For some children, a subject is very interesting. The way the teacher is imparting that subject, that is very interesting. So children enjoy that class. For that, what teachers have to do? teachers have to update themselves constantly with the various methods of the teachings. Suppose teacher comes, the old traditional method, the teacher comes and takes out the textbook, reads the lesson, and whatever is given in the textbook itself, in the lessons or whatever given in the textbooks, teacher as it is reading and translating it to the students. Suppose that will become very boring.
Yeah.
But if the teacher relates that subject, that content with the day to day life examples, if a teacher takes the examples of movies, good, it means the famous personalities' lives, suppose actors and actresses also, cartoon characters also. So, if the teacher takes such examples or relate the content with the day to day life examples, definitely that classroom becomes interesting and children also will enjoy. But simply the teacher goes and explains, asks the children to take out their textbooks,
Yeah.
and sometimes even the children don't understand on which page the teacher is teaching. Where is she? Why? Because the teacher started teaching, opened her own book, started teaching, but the child is not following him or her. For that, instead of going for reading, giving the question answers, writing, we should taught through activities. Like one thing, connecting, relating the content with day to day life examples. Second thing, teaching the children in activity through the activities where the children indulge themselves actively in the class and they learn it very effectively and by themselves. So the class will become interesting rather than boring and tedious.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was, a very wonderful explain by you. So moving forward, how can, when we talk, you were just talking about teachers being updated, for the new teaching methods and everything. So how can teachers, stay updated with the new teaching methods that has been introduced almost every next day?
First of all, the teachers have to embrace the change. They have to go according to the changes. They have to welcome the changes. Second thing, attending professional development programs, webinars, and they have to show the attitude of learning new things. Suppose if some teachers actually, I have found some teachers are in comfort zone because since many years they have been teaching in the using the old traditional methods and they are very comfortable. Sometimes even I observe that suppose this year teacher taught a subject in class 10 and has given the notes to the children. Next year the same notebook is taken from the children and the answers will be given to the students. That is also is done in the schools, but they don't want to bring changes in them. First of all, they should attend some professional development programs. Everywhere on Google, on one button, all the things are available. On YouTube, many educational channels are also available. Everywhere, anywhere, from anywhere, they can update themselves. Second thing, uh, first of all, the teachers evaluate their own teaching methods. Self evaluation is must. Teacher also should understand, evaluate herself or himself whether my children are not able to understand what I am teaching, whether my class is boring, is not enjoyed by the children,
Yeah.
what is lacking in my teaching method. Self evaluation is very much must for the teachers. Second, being assertive. and competitive. Teachers should have this attitude to be competitive because they have to update themselves according to the new era, according to the changes in the methodologies. They have to be assertive. And second thing, they have to avoid the negative conversation. Suppose it is generally seen or observed that many places, when the teachers, some teachers try to adopt the new methods and they bring changes in their classrooms, and some other teachers or some other people just taunt, just make fun of those people. But if the teachers themselves avoid the negative conversation and has the approach to the positivity, definitely these teachers will update according to the new methodologies and they bring changes in themselves as well as in the students' performance.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, lastly, could you, just share some tips for the, educators for making teaching more attractive and effective for students?
Yes. Experiential learning. One thing is experiential learning. Whatever you are teaching, simply writing in the notebooks, reading from the textbooks, and writing in the exams and getting the good marks. It will never work. The child should do it by doing the experiments, experiencing the things, the content, what is taught in the classroom. Second thing, learning through creative projects. We have to give to the children, see, giving long lectures may be less effective. But if you give the projects to the children to do, it will be beneficial for the students to retain knowledge for a longer time. Long lectures, they sit for some time, they pay attention, they listen carefully, but after some time, they start feeling bored and they even don't listen properly. But the same work, if you have teacher has given to the children as a project, children themselves do that. And that knowledge will be retained for a longer time. And it also fosters students' capacity to work with their fellow beings and building cooperation and even the teamwork. Then we go for problem based learning. Many problems are there where the children themselves solve. So the teaching should be problem based. Everywhere, teachers will not be there to support. Everywhere, parents will not be there support. If any problem arises, then the child himself solve that problem. And the purpose of this problem based learning is to make each student strong because it is dominant teaching methodology where students are required to solve their problems themselves. Then collaborative learning. In these projects, the children, collaborative means all togetherness. A group activity is given. Many children in a group, they participate together and they just exchange their thoughts, exchange their ideas, and they work together. Second thing, cooperative learning, where this comes for the single child. It is for one person, where a teacher has to cooperate with that child. If the child is not able to understand, if the child is not able to solve anything, then the teacher can cooperate that child and asking the child, the student himself or herself to complete that task. So this also we can go. Then competency based learning. Here this method develops competencies among students. Then apart from teaching them their regular syllabus, we can go for something new every day. In our school, when we plan every week, there we just, with the content, suppose we write a topic, related to that topic, what extra information a teacher is giving to the children. That also they mention in the lesson plan. Syllabus we are teaching. but related to that content, what extra you are giving, extra knowledge you are giving to the children, that also matters. So when we give the extra something which is everyday what is happening in the society, and that will help them in their professional lives also, social lives and even the professional lives. uh, One more is using technology, and nowadays it is must that every schools are going for the smart classes.
Yeah.
And so many of the schools have already started using the tabs and laptops, and through that computerized technology based education they started imparting to the students. And technology also accommodates a variety of learning methods, like through the videos, through the audio books, then interactive online games, and many more. So, these are some tips where I wanted to tell the teachers to adopt and to bring the changes in their teaching methodologies. And definitely, we are going to see a drastic change in the students.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing, so many tips for the educators to make learning more attractive. And thank you so much
Thank you.
for being here. It was really a wonderful session with you. I hope you
Thank
did
you, Meg.
enjoy it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Meg.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And for all the viewers watching us out, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stuff like this. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you, Meg. Same here.